There's a bluntness to the third chapter, and just kind of a, I don't care if you get it, this is how it is. That's the sense that I get from it.
Yes.
And I wonder if that's necessary. You know, you mentioned the idea of like people trying to be a beacon and that sort of thing, and then in today's world, how that kind of stands out for people like, you know, can... do people get burned at the stake? No, not so much. They do get canceled. They do get mobs coming after them and sort of shut down online and that sort of thing. But I feel like there's just so many people able to make up their, you know, there's just a freedom to be able to make your own reality on the internet nowadays, that you can take any of this stuff and just make it your own system and then run with it. So that, you know, the challenge is the fact that you're just got the sea of noise, and finding, you know, the actual truth out of all that is damn near impossible, it seems like, a lot of the time. So maybe that there's a necessity in that bluntness of the third chapter to just kind of diamond cut through all the noise.
Yeah, I agree. It screams at you and says, this is not going to compromise, so don't expect a softening of the message here. Even though there are things like, you know, deem not too eagerly to catch the promises, fear not to undergo the curses, even ye know not this meaning all. There are these little hints there that there's something beyond what is said. Now, I think anyone with Thelema has to start forming their own philosophy about it. The only catch with doing that is hanging on to the belief system. The whole thing about initiation and the whole thing that Crowley goes through with the 30 ethers. I mean, he scries 28 of them in North Africa for the vision and the voice. He keeps coming to a further level of seeing the universe and realizing that his previous assumptions, previous ideas aren't adequate to it. The ideas and beliefs are all Ruach stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you get anywhere without coming up with some sort of formula for yourself that's provisional and gets you through what people call the first order process, you know, the Malkuth up to the threshold of Tifereth. At Tifereth, whatever level you break into it, there is something new that is going to come through. And it will be a fundamental shift for you. If you get the idea at that point that there are many more fundamental shifts along the way, but several basic ones as you break through to each level of initiation, then you're doing fine. Inevitably, you're going to be maybe not wrong, but somewhat misled, somewhat partial in your views right up to that point. And there's even that famous line that Crowley, again in the 7 or 8 years before he died, he writes, "What an ass I've been." And you think, well, you're the Magus of the Aeon, the Magus, and you suddenly realize you've been an idiot. He just kept having to have deeper realizations, and it doesn't stop.
It seems like the Buddhist adage of, you use your conception, I would take it as a conception that you use as a raft to get across the current stream that you're trying to cross, or the current river that you're trying to cross. And then once you've gotten to the other side, you can leave the raft behind and move on.
That also needs a lot of courage. I've often used the term before that maybe it's because of my own cowardliness, but I find myself at certain points thinking, all of that stuff, you've done that now. You're going to have to do something different. And I think, okay, what is it? And the only answer I ever get in the system is, well, you have to go into the next level of darkness. Oh, thanks. That's so helpful. I don't even know which bit of the darkness to walk into, but that's where Thelema is going to lead you. And yeah, that you end up leaving a trail of rafts behind you. I agree. And that's difficult because the raft is often when you had some really cool experiences, you finally, did a mega invocation one night, and oh my gosh, the light in the room changed, and I was seeing and feeling stuff, and there was this incredible sacred silence, and and it's like, yeah, okay, we did that. Now let's go on to the next stuff.
Darkly Splendid Abodes. Released at midnight on the first and third Fridays each month. And available on Spotify and various other streaming services.